Hello everybody and welcome to the Kansas Speedway for the 8th race of our 2004 NR2003 season. Greg Biffle starts on the pole looking for a second career win alongside the 0-1 of Joe Nemechek, who's had a strong season so far and trying to stay above the cut line. Then Ricky Rudd, Kurt Busch, Elliott Sadler, Dale Jarrett, Jeremy Mayfield, Jamie McMurray Jr. and Brendan Gaughan in the top 10 as the green flag is about to drop and the green is out. We are underway here in Kansas. One of two Kansas dates this season as I took some liberties and changed up the schedule a bit. Behind us, Johnny Sauter's already blown an engine on lap 1. You see him all the way in the back there. His engine has already expired on the first lap. He's done just like that. Now that is some bad luck. Meanwhile, back at the front of the pack, it is Greg Biffle clear for the race lead, looking to find his way back to the victory lane for the first time since Bristol of last season. That's when he got his first career win, got into the playoffs. He was a first round exit, but he's been slowly but surely improving throughout his short career so far for Roush Racing here in the Cup Series. Behind him, you got Sadler, Rudd, and Mayfield. So Biffle leads the way. As you go check out the rest of the pack, you see Johnny Sauter, of course, there with the blown engine. I mean, on lap 1, the RCR engine expires on Johnny Sauter, and his season is just tanking. I mean, it started out so well. He was doing so good. Top 10 of the points. Had a great run at the Daytona 500. Now everything has just gone wrong for Sauter and that 30 team. They're falling further and further out of playoff contention. Meanwhile, at the front, Greg Biffle leading early here in Kansas. Now a caution's come out. Terry Labonte has crashed out of the race. He will DNF in 41st, joining Johnny Sauter out of the race here as we get back underway on lap 67. It's going to be 8 laps to go in stage 1. Ricky Rudd in the lead, Elliott Sadler second, Nemechek third, then Mayfield and Kurt Busch your current top 5. A lot of guys have been trapped multiple laps down through all the chaos here. We had a long green flag run, so a lot of guys have been trapped laps down because they just weren't fast enough. And you got Vickers lap down, Mark Martin lap down, Scott Riggs, Jimmy Johnson. A lot of contenders are trapped lap down. Meanwhile, Elliott Sadler's just taking the lead away from Ricky Rudd. Joe Nemechek trying to chase him down. But how about Elliott Sadler, the 38, still looking for his first career win in the Cup Series for Elliott Sadler. Of course, the Cup season with the Wood Brothers was winless that entire time. Trying to turn that around today with a victory here at the Kansas Speedway, the 38th for Robert Yates Racing. And that car, which used to be the old 28 team with Ricky Rudd, is now one since Rudd was driving the car in 2002 when he won, I believe, 3 straight races and did not win ever since. Until he went to the Wood Brothers and won last season. Meanwhile here, everyone making their way, managing throughout the pack. Jeff Burton, Casey Kane going 3 wide with Brendan Gaughan, who's been having a great start to the season. The slow car, Kenny Walls, holding him up right now in that 0-0. But back at the front of the field, Joe Nemechek and Ricky Rudd are now both past Elliott Sadler. Now Joe Nemechek in the lead here in Kansas. And on to the last lap of stage 1 for Joe Nemechek in the 0-1 U.S. Army Chevrolet, looking to get his first stage win this season. And trying to get that car into the playoffs for the first time, which would be a big accomplishment there for Nemechek in that 0-1 machine. See how off the pace Johnny Benson is in the 0-9. He's the last car across the line, so he now toss the yellow command. And Ricky Rudd, though, he's got to run. Rudd trying to close it and steal the stage at the last second here from Joe Nemechek. A big run. But looks like Ricky Rudd is going to run out of time. As they get back to the line, Joe Nemechek will win stage 1 here in Kansas. Rudd is second, Sadler third, Biffle fourth, Mayfield, McMurray, Kurt Busch. Then it will be Jarrett, Dale Jr., and Michael Waltrip, the top 10 in the stage. So stage 1 winner, Joe Nemechek. Now on to the last lap of stage 2. It is once again Joe Nemechek in the lead, looking to sweep the stages here in Kansas and get starting off a very dominant performance so far for Nemechek. He's led most of the laps, seems to be the favorite to win this race, down to only 15 on the lead lap. Jeff Burton, currently the last one there in that 15th spot. What a wild start to this race, as Nemechek has just been dominating here in Kansas as he works his way through 3 and 4 for the final time in the stage. It's going to be a dominant stage sweep for Joe Nemechek, who comes through to win stage 2 and sweep the stages here in Kansas. Second in the stage will go to Ricky Rudd. Biffle is third, Mayfield fourth, McMurray fifth, and Sadler. Then it will be Sadler comes home in 6th, and Dale Jr. is 7th, Kurt Busch 8th. Dale Jarrett 9th, and Casey Kane will get the last stage point here in Kansas. So Nemechek sweeps the stages in dominating fashion here in Kansas Now we move on to lap 200. Jeff Gordon in the number 24 has DNF'd out of the race with a piston failure. In the last 2 races, Jeff Gordon has collapsed from being just inside the playoff picture now to 2 consecutive DNFs, finishing 40th or worse. Now we can definitely put him way below the Kelly. Meanwhile, we have a battle for the lead right now between Jeremy Mayfield and Greg Biffle here with 67 to go. They have now cycled out to the lead ahead of Nemechek. So now Biffle take the lead away from Mayfield. Mayfield's not won at all in these simulations, but he's been so close so many times, trying to finally break through today. But Greg Biffle right now standing in his way of victory lane as Biffle will lead Mayfield here with 66 to go. And now we move on to just 2 laps to go. Elliott Sadler is now in the lead in the 38, looking for his first career Cup Series win for Elliott Sadler. Can he hold on to do it here in Kansas? His teammate Dale Jarrett is in second. Looks to be a Yates 1-2 for the first time since last season at Rockingham when Dale Jarrett got Yates' most recent race victory. That's about to change today with Elliott Sadler here in Kansas, but he's stuck behind a wave of lap cars as he give Jarrett a chance to catch him. Right now, 1 lap down, you have Mayfield, Nemechek, and Biffle, who are the 3 leaders, are all 1 lap down. Some kind of weird strategy thing's been happening here in these final laps, which has allowed Elliott Sadler to get to the lead and just sneak up here in the final 60 laps. As on the last lap, down the white flag lap, final lap here, Curtis on bank, down the backstretch for the final time for Elliott Sadler. Trying to negotiate Jeff Green, see how close Dale Jarrett closing in, but he's definitely going to run out of time. There's too many lap cars for him to negotiate in this short span of time. Back to the start-finish line on 3 and 4 of the final time. Elliott Sadler, first career win at Kansas, and a Yates 1-2 as Dale Jarrett comes home second, McMurray third. 4th place, Brendan Gaughan. Ricky Rudd runs your top 5. Then in 6th will be Kurt Busch. 7th place will be the 8 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. having a very solid run today. Casey Kane coming home in 8th. Then you're going to have 9th place be Michael Waltrip in the 15. And running your top 10, the 99 of Jeff Burton. So your race winner here in Kansas, Elliott Sadler, capping off a Yates 1-2 with his first career Cup Series victory. Dale Jarrett going to follow him in the pit road. A great day for Robert Yates Racing. 1-2 and the first win in Elliott Sadler's career. Gets him into the playoffs. Becomes our 7th different winner through just 8 races. Already once again gather up the winners left and right here. See the race results on the left side of your screen. Only 3 DNFs. And a very little amount of cars on the lead lap, being down to just 11. Now we take a look at the updated playoff grid. Of course, Elliott Sadler slots in 5th on the playoff grid with his first career win. He is now in the playoffs for the first time. And of course, Brendan Gaughan, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Scott Riggs, Bobby Labonte, Ricky Rudd, Joe Nemechek, and Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle are the drivers above the cut line on points. There are 9 of them, but they're all within 24 of each other, so a very tight battle for who gets in the playoffs right now on points. Biffle tied at the cut line with Brian Vickers. And Jeremy Mayfield out by 6. Kurt Busch then out by 28. Schrader out by 29. And Ward Burton out by 33. So until the next episode at Texas, I hope you all have a good one.